Well, good morning. I've been doing this for a little while already, working on this header. We've had this off a couple weeks ago, so I should pick up on it again now that I have some time. The bearing on that end's out. The one on this end is still good, but I might replace it if I can get another end. And this one on this end is out too. So, see what we can get for parts in sometime. Well, I guess once they come in, but I don't know if they're in already. So we're taking that apart, and then maybe I'll work on the combine header a little bit there. I end up demolishing this bearing just to get it out. So now I gotta finish all three. But now I can clean things up good and finish taking things apart, like taking the end cap bearing piece out there and one at the other end here. And then sure it's ready to put back together again. And I just had to grease all the little pieces in there, but I don't know if I mess with that or not. I'm gonna comment about this auger spinning too fast. It'd be kind of hard to slow this thing down, because that'd be the only way I think can slow. Maybe it could go small, break it down bomb, but I'm not sure if I could or not. But I think the issue is more or less not that it's running too fast, but this is the issue I think right here. These rubber, I took this one off already. And what happens if you see it here, it's kind of hard to see, but see how this thing hits right there? What's happening is it's catching the ears of corn right here, scooping with this and throwing them. Because other than that, it really can't. It just pulls there to the sender. Now the reason I think they're on there is for like when you're running on like a 4400 or newer or whatever, or bigger, their throat isn't so narrow. And so this thing here, I think it does help keep it feeding more even. And this thing here is so narrow, you don't need those rubbers. I mean, you could have it about here maybe, but I'm just gonna take them completely off, and hopefully that fixes the problem, because I think that was more of the issue that was causing it. I didn't bother filming it, but I filled both these totes with corn, my weedy corn. Anyway, so now I got the truck empty. So now we are ready to start cutting the dad's corn. But I don't know if we'll do that this week or not. So I guess stay tuned, because I'm planning to post videos of that then. So yeah. And I guess I need to get my other tools and then go grease the disc up a little bit maybe, so our neighbor can borrow it. It's now a couple of days later. So, I don't know how many days it's been now since I last videoed this and had this torn apart. And now I got these things shined up, cleaned up, thinned down a little bit. They're a little bit fat in some places. I ended up going and ordering bearings, and they weren't the right thing, thanks to the very helpful John Deere outfit in Pennsylvania. I won't bother saying a name, but anyhow. So I ended up going to another store and just buying bearings from them. So I guess I'll start putting that piece back together again. I did shell most of the dad's cornfield up there, just that one field. But we're hoping to switch over here to beans and get that taken care of. So I guess we'll put back together and see if we can have it all ready and hook it up today yet, maybe. Well, I've got most of it back together again. That's what that all looks like now. It's all back together there. There's a new bearing in here. The old one was completely out, so it was bad. So So, and I had this reel apart to take this one bearing out in there. That thing is shot, but I don't have a new one yet. I took it to the dealer to try to get one matched up or something. So, I got this whole reel put back together and stuff, I think. And now it rotates really easy now. It spins really easy, so I really like that because before it did not do that because the auger was not in this bearing. The bearing on this end was out, and out the far end was out. This was the only one that was still whole yet, I think. That was still intact. But alright, so there's what it looks like. You can see, I don't know. But it's joined together there. I want to take a chisel yet. I forgot to do that, but you can't see nothing in there, I don't think. But you can see this in here. I put some marks, showing you that I pushed it in, pressing this thing against the bearing so the bearing don't try to spin in the housing there, because the other half of the shell piece is actually this part of the auger. So I really don't want that taken out, so I'll just try to smack that up tight against, hopefully keep it from spinning. Well, I guess that should do it. That plate I think will stay on. And this one here, they're both not holding the greatest, so two of them should hold that normal. So I guess there it is. I guess I should go check moisture, and or I should put my stuff away and then go check moisture. And then see if the beans are dry enough. I guess swap the corn head out for this header so we can cut beans off tomorrow. Well, I got the corn head disconnected, and I got that chain right there, and there's one on this side. I got those switched so it's running from, it was in high, I made it to go to low now. It's ready for the grain head, which I don't know why they did it, but you have to switch this side. Well, I think to make the headers themselves run different speeds, I don't know why. But then you run, so you gotta speed this thing up. I guess for corn, I guess it depends which header you're running, but you speed it up for corn and slow it down for the other header. I'm not sure why the headers don't run the same speed. Like each run their own speed, but because it's set up like that, then the feeder house is driving off this side over here. So you gotta switch the chain over here to a different sprocket and change the chain length and everything. I also have 2 chains to slow the feeder house back down again or speed it up, whichever. So it's kind of annoying. But anyway. So, unless I just leave the thing sit at the other speed, I don't know. If it's letting it sit slow, but anyhow. So I got that job done. It's now ready to go pick up the other header, I guess. It's next day now, but anyway. I don't know if I was showing it. I fought this thing for a while. I drilled a hole and cut a hole in the plate. You can't see it, but in the inside there. Well, it was the outside here, but it's down in the inside. Behind, it was for like the bolts. There's the bolts here. And there's 2 in the bottom, and they were hitting up against that. So I cut a notch to one spot to help it fit in better. I run into this problem where it doesn't want to. See this gap here? I want it to be tight so it lines up down there. If you look here this way, you may not be able to see it real well, but that bolt is cocked. Anyway, yeah, here's the change I was talking about. And then here's a double sprocket. You loosen this bolt up and slide it in or out, depending which way you want it. And of course, that I got to change length in it. So anyway, but it does spin really nice now. Maybe. Not sure what's binding on, but maybe it's just the way I was spinning it. But it's binding up now, but earlier it was spinning really nice. So anyway, I need to get this thing hooked up. I think everything is set for doing beans. So I just need to hook this coupler up here and hook. Now this is probably what's spinning. Hook this back on. It'll probably spin now. Let's try it. That bolt wants to slip. Anyway, I wasn't going to spin the best, but anyway, haven't spin fine earlier, but we'll figure something. We'll figure out we'll find out why it's binding. Anyway, had this thing flip over backwards when I messed the shield up because I got the thing over center and flipped over backwards. I was trying to drag it off that pole because it was back too far and you can't hook it up like that. Anyway, so yeah, this is the other side of the chain. Double sprocket here, do the same thing. I'm not sure why they have it so the feeder house doesn't just drive up here, because then you got to change this chain to change the speed of the shaft for your PTO. Basically, it's your PTO shaft. You got to speed the 2 speeds with changing this chain, like the sprocket, from high and low. But you got to keep the feeder house the same speed, so you got to go and switch that side over there. So anyway, so that's how that all is. So I need to finish getting this all hooked up yet and get stuff set up for beans. I went to the house and looked in the book to see where this thing should be. So I got this set. It wasn't much, it's not a whole lot different from corn. And also the same thing is, the only difference is I need to close up my concave about, and I think this in here might bump it up to about right in there, about 550. They say 450 to 650, which corn's pretty much almost the same thing. The RPM in there, as you can see in the video, it didn't move much. I didn't even move it very far. It's about the middle setting for that, so I had it set pretty. I mean, it was pretty much about the same. So yeah, and at least the header run's a lot quieter now. I bent that piece back out again, so hopefully I somewhat bend it out. So hopefully it works just fine now. Anyway. So I guess, yeah, we'll see you in that comes. I guess you can see that then, but hopefully I can take some footage of that, but I may or may not. So, thanks everyone for watching.